A big list of education organizations at ROR. ROR.org/search page =2 query education. Chapter 1. Worldwide Education Organization websites. Worldwide Education Organizations. Absinger Cancer Education Foundation, ACEF, amacf.org, Spring Lake. Abu Dhabi Education Council, ADEC, aidc.ac.ae/n, Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. Academic Degrees and Graduate Education, adge.cn/ch/index.aspx, Beijing, China. Academic Center for Education, Culture and Research, ACR, acr.ir, Tehran. Academy of Arts Education, Akademie Remscheid, Akademie der kulturellen Bildung, en.kulturellbildung.de, Remscheid, Germany. Academy of Social Education, aso-ksui.ru, Kazan, Russia. Academy of the State Fire Service Emirkam of Russia, the Federal State Budgetary Educational Institution of Higher Education. Academy of the State Fire Service of Emirkam of Russia, State Academy for Fire Service of the Ministry of Internal Affairs of Russia, FSBE AGPS Emirkam of Russia, academygps.ru. Moscow. Accreditation Council for Graduate Medical Education, ACME, acme.org. Chicago. Automna Science and Technology University, Nazareth Technical College, Nazareth College of Technical Teachers Education, Automna University, ASTU, astu.edu.et, Nazarite. Adaptive Physical Education, adaptivepvmsc.org, Redwood City. ADERS, Association for the Development of Education and Research on Corporate Social Responsibility, Association pour le développement de l'enseignement et de la recherche sur la responsabilité sociale de l'entreprise, adersi.org, Grenoble. Other. Advanced Center for Treatment, Research and Education in Cancer, ACTREC, actrec.gov.in, Healthcare. Mumbai. Aesthetic Surgery Education and Research Foundation, ASERF, azarf.org, Garden Grove. AFAC Higher Education Institute, AFAC University, afagh.ac.ir, Ormai, Iran. African Network for Internationalization of Education, ANI, aninetwork.org, Eldoret. African Women Education and Development Forum, AWEDPF, awedp-forum.org, Springfield. Agricultural Research and Education Organization, Agricultural Research Education and Extension Organization, REO, Aereo.ir, AHEC West, Maryland Area Health Education Center West, ahacwest.org, Cumberland. Ahmed Iqbalullah Education Trust, racearchive.org.uk, Manchester. Aichi University of Education, Aichi Keiku Daigaku, aichi-edu.ac.jp/English, Korea. Japan. Aichi Prefectural Education Center, apec.aichi-c.ed.jp, Okazaki, Ames Education Foundation, store.amestu.org, Fresno. AIOI City Board of Education, city.aioi.lg.jp/site/qi-inkai-top, AIOI. Air Education and Training Command, the First Command, Air Training Command, AETC, aetc.af.mil, San Antonio. Akademia Wikoania Fizesnago im. Jerseygo Kukukski w Katoakok, the Jersey Kukukska Academy of Physical Education in Katowice, en.awf.katowice.pl, Katowice. Akita Prefectural Education Center, akita-c.ed.jp, Akita, Al-Qasmi Academic College of Education, Institute of Sharia and Islamic Studies, qsm.ac.il/pr, El Garbia. Alabama Commission on Higher Education, AIC, aic.state.al.us, Montgomery. Alameda County Office of Education, ACOE, ACOE.org/ACOE, Hayward. Alaska Department of Education and Early Development, DEED, education.alaska.gov, Juneau. Alaska Marine Safety Education Association, AMSEA, amsca.org, Sitka. Alberta Advanced Education, Alberta Innovation and Advanced Education, Alberta Enterprise and Advanced Education, Alberta Advanced Education and Technology, advancededucation.alberta.ca, Edmonton, Canada. Alexander Foundation for Orthodontic Research and Education, Alexander Discipline, A4, alexanderdiscipline.com, Arlington, All India Council for Technical Education, ICT, AICTE-INDIA.org. New Delhi. Alliance for Excellent Education, ALED.org, Washington, D.C. Alliance for Education, alliance.org, Seattle. Altai State Humanities Pedagogical University, Bisk State Pedagogical University named after V. Shukshin, Shukshin Altai State Academy of Education, bigpi.bisk.ru/www site/news.php, Bisk. Yamagata Prefectural Education Institute, Yamagata Prefecture Education Center, yamagata-c.ed.jp, Yamagata. Yamanashi Prefectural Education Center, Yamanashi Prefectural Institute of Education, ypec.ed.jp/htdocs, Fufuki. American Bar Association Fund for Justice and Education, ABBA Fund for Justice and Education, americanbar.org/groups/departments/fund_justice_education.html. American Association for Higher Education and Accreditation, AAHIA, AAHIA.org. American College of Education, ACE, ace.edu, Indianapolis. American Dental Education Association, American Association of Dental Schools, The Voice of Dental Education, ADEA, ADEA.org. American Foundation for Pharmaceutical Education, AFPE, AFPEnet.org. American Council on Education. asenet.edu/pages/default.aspx. American Councils for International Education, americancouncils.org. American Distance Education Consortium, Agricultural Satellite Network, AGSAT. AIDC.edu, Lincoln, American Association of Colleges for Teacher Education, AACT, AACT.org. American Indian Higher Education Consortium, IHAC, AIHEC.org, American University of Culture and Education, AUCE, auce.edu.lb, Beirut. American Society for Engineering Education, Society for the Promotion of Engineering Education, ASEE, SPE, ASEE.org, American Association for Cancer Education, AACE, AACEonline.com, Charlottesville. American Association for Agricultural Education, AAAE, AAAEonline.org, Bryan. Alexandria, Americans for Financial Reform Education Fund, AFREF, realbankreform.org. AMET University, Academy of Maritime Education and Training, amtuniversity.ac.in. China. Enroanoidiakis, Denny, denny.gov.uk, Bangor. Analytical Centre NIOP, International Centre for Innovations in Science, Technology and Education, ISIST, mniop.ru, Andens. Andrews Research and Education Foundation, AREF, andrewsref.org, Gulf Breeze. Angelman Syndrome Support Education and Research Trust, ASSERT, angelmanuk.org, Warwick. Anhui Provincial Department of Education, ahatu.gov.cn, Hefei. Aomori Prefectural School Education Center, edu-c.pref.almori.jp/?page_id=. Arab Education Forum, AEF, almoultaqa.com/default10.aspx, Amman, Jordan. Arab Center for International Humanitarian Law and Human Rights Education, ASIL, Centre Arabe pour l'Éducation au droit international humanitaire et auxiliary droits humains, ACIHL.org, Strasbourg. Aravali Foundation for Education, Aravala Foundation.in. AFE. India. Arbor Research Collaborative for Health, University Renal Research and Education Association, URIA, arborresearch.org, Ann Arbor. Archival Education and Research Institute, ARI. Los Angeles. Area Cooperative Education Services. ACES, ACES.org, North Haven, Ariake College of Education and the Arts, Ariake Junior College of Education and the Arts, ariake.ac.jp. Tokyo. Arizona Veterans Research and Education Foundation, Carl T. Hayden Medical Research Foundation, AVREF, azvetsresearch.org. Phoenix. Arizona Department of Education, AID, az.gov. Arkansas Department of Education. Arkansas.gov, Little Rock. Arkansas Department of Career Education. ace.arkansas.gov. Arkansas Department of Higher Education, ADHE, adhe.edu, Asahi City Board of Education, city.asahi.lg.jp/section/boe/motbo.html, Asahi. ASHP Research and Education Foundation, ASHP, ashpfoundation.org, Bethesda. Asia Pacific Society for Computers in Education. APS, apsce.net, Darwin City. Asia Pacific Center of Education for International Understanding, Asia Pacific Center of Education for International Understanding under the auspices of UNESCO, APSEIU, apceiu.org/en/index.php, Seoul, Asian American Legal Defense and Education Fund, ALDEF, aaldef.org, New York City. ASPE, Portuguese Association for Environmental Education, aspea.org/v. Asset STEM Education, assetinc.org, Pittsburgh. Association on Higher Education and Disability. AHEAD, ahead.org/home, Huntersville, Association for Tertiary Education Management. ATEM, atem.org.au, Lidcombe. Association for Science Education, ASE, ase.org.uk, Hatfield, United Kingdom. Association for Career and Technical Education, ACT, actionline.org. Association for Surgical Education. surgicalducatayan.com, Association pour le développement de la mesure et de l'évaluation en éducation, ADME, admee.org. Association for the Severely Handicapped, the Association for Persons with Severe Handicaps, American Association for the Education of the Severely/Profoundly Handicapped, AASF, TASH, tash.org, Association for the Study of Medical Education, ASME, asme.org.uk, Edinburgh. Association for the Study of Higher Education, ASH, ash.ws. Quebec. Association for Library and Information Science Education, Association of American Library Schools, ALICE, alice.org. Athletes for Education. San Diego. Atlanta Research and Education Foundation, atlaref.org, Atlanta, Austin Voices for Education and Youth, AV, austinvoices.org, Austin. Australian Education Research Organisation, AERO, edresearch.edu.au, Carlton, Australia. Australian College of Physical Education, ACPE, acpe.edu.au, Sydney, Austrian Agency for International Cooperation in Education and Research. OEAD, Österreichische Austauschdienst GmbH, OEAD.at, Vienna, Avondale University, Avondale College of Higher Education, avondale.edu.au, Koorambong. B.V. Patel Pharmaceutical Education and Research Development Center, Facility, B.V. Patel PERD Center, PERD, perdcenter.com, Ahmedabad, Bahia Federal Institute of Education Science and Technology, Federal Institute of Bahia, IFBA, Instituto Federal de Educação, Ciência e Tecnologia de Bahia, Instituto Federal de Bahia, Instituto Federal de Bahia, École Polytechnique Federal de Bahia, portal.ifba.edu.br, Salvador. Bakhtar University, Bakhtar Institute of Higher Education, bakhtar.edu.af, Kabul, Afghanistan, Bakraki Psychiatric Hospital. Bakraki Professor Dr. Mazhar Osman Rahsal ve Sanir Hastaklar I Timariterma Hast Anesi, Bakraki Mazhar Osman Mental Health and Neurological Diseases Education and Research Hospital, Ba Kirko.erushinir.gov.tr, Istanbul, Ballarat Outdoor Education, ballarat.dpsk.org. Banff Centre, Banff Centre for Continuing Education, banffcentre.ca, Banff. Bank Street College of Education, bankstreet.edu. Bachelor Institute of Indigenous Tertiary Education, Bachelor Institute, Bachelor College, bachelor.edu.au, Darwin. Bath Spa University, Bath College of Higher Education, Bath Spa University College, bathspa.ac.uk, Bath. Bavarian State Ministry of Education, Science and the Arts, Bayerisches Kultusministerium, Bayerisches Staatsministerium für Bildung und Kultus, Wissenschaft und Kunst, km.bayern.de/english-.html, Munich. Bay World Center for Research and Education, Port Elizabeth Museum, BCRE, bcre.org.za. Cape Town. Beijing Gender Health Education Institute, JIGHE, bghe.org, Beijing Sport University, Beijing University of Physical Education, BSU, en.bsu.edu.cn. Beijing Municipal Education Commission, bjedu.gov.cn/publish/portal. Beijing Institute of Education, bg.ac.cn/sites/home. Belarusian Medical Academy of Postgraduate Education, BelMapo, old.belmapo.by/en. Minsk. Belgorod Law Institute of the Russian Interior Ministry, State Educational Institution of Higher Professional Education, Belgorod Law Institute of the Ministry of Internal Affairs of the Russian Federation, belui.mvd.ru, Belgorod. Bellwether Education Partners, United States, Company, bellwethereducation.org, Sudbury. Benchmark Education, United States, benchmarkeducation.com, New Rochelle, Better Education Inc., bedu.com, Yorktown. Barath University, Barath Institute of Higher Education and Research, Barath Institute of Science and Technology, Bayer, BIST, barathuniversity.ac.in, Bayer Foundation, Brennan Hornstein Autism Research and Education Foundation, behair.org, Elk Grove Village. Bindura University of Science Education, Buse, buse.ac.zw, Bindura. Biotherapeutics, Education and Research Foundation, BTER Foundation, bterfoundation.org. Irvine. Blue Ridge Area Health Education Center. Blue Ridge AHEC, blueridgeahec.org, Rome. Board of Intermediate Education Karachi, BIEK, bk.edu.pk, Karachi. Board of Education Mino Education Office, pref.gifo.lg.jp/kensei/ken-hi-gai/so-shiki-na-i/kyoiku-jim-musho/mino, Boston Partners in Education, bostonpartners.org, Boston. Brady Education Foundation, bradyeducationfoundation.org, Chapel Hill. Breckenridge Outdoor Education Center, BOEC, boc.org, Breckenridge. British and Foreign School Society, British and Foreign School Society for the Education of the Labouring and Manufacturing Classes of Society of Every Religious Persuasion, Society for Promoting the Lancasterian System for the Education of the Poor, BFSS, bfss.org.uk, Caterham. Bromley College of Further and Higher Education, Bromley College, bromley.ac.uk. London. Bulgarian Research and Education Network, Bren, Bren.bg, Sofia, Bulgaria, Buzan National University of Education, eng.bnu.ac.kr, Buzan. Business Higher Education Forum, BHEF, bheg.com. Butte County Office of Education, bco.org, Oroville. California Education Partners, caedpartners.org, San Francisco. California Prostitutes Education Project. CalPEP, calpep.org, Oakland. California Department of Education, CDE, Departamento de Educación de California, cde.ca.gov, Sacramento. Californians Dedicated to Education Foundation. cdefoundation.org, Callista Education and Culture. Callista Heritage Foundation, Inc., CESI, callistaducatayan.org, Anchorage. Callista Elders Council. callistacorp.com, CAMC Health Education and Research Institute. camcinstitute.org, Charleston. Canadian Society for the Study of Higher Education, CSHE, CSSHE-SCEES.ca, Ottawa. Canadian Society for the Study of Education. Société Canadienne pour l'étude de l'éducation, CSSE, CSSE-SCEE.ca. Canadian Association for the Study of Adult Education, Association Canadienne pour l'étude de l'éducation des adultes, CAUSE, ASIA, casae-acea.ca/?Welcome. Canadian Bureau for International Education, CBIE, Bureau Canadien de l'Éducation Internationale, cbie.ca. Canadian Network for Innovation in Education. CNIE, RCIE, Réseau Canadien pour l'Innovation en Education, CNIE-RCIE.ca. Canadian College of Naturopathic Medicine, Institute of Naturopathic Education and Research, CCNM, ccnm.edu, Toronto. Canadian Association for Social Work Education, CASWE, caswe-acfts.ca. Canadian Association for Cooperative Education, ACDEC, CAFS, Association Canadienne de l'Enseignement Coopératif, CAFCE.ca. Canadian Foundation for Dental Hygiene Research and Education. CFDHRE, CFDHRE.ca. Canadian Optometric Education Trust Fund, COTF, FOS, Fonds de fiducie des optométristes canadiens pour l'éducation, COTF.ca. Canary, Canadian Network for the Advancement of Research, Industry, and Education, canary.ca. Capital City Area Health Education Centre, CCAHEC, ccahec-dc.org. Capital University of Physical Education and Sports, coops.edu.cn, care of Southeastern Michigan, Community Assessment Referral and Education, caryofsem.com, Fraser. Career Education Corporation, Sanford Brown, SECO, career.com, Schaumburg. Caritas Institute of Higher Education, Caritas Francis HSU College, cihe.edu.hk/chi/index.html, Hong Kong. New York, JMH Education Marketing, caratnewyork.com. Cascade Bicycle Club Education Foundation, cbcf.org. Catholic University College of Education Graz, kilometers per hour Graz, CUCE Graz, Kirchliche Pädagogische Hochschule Graz, kilometers per hour Graz.at, Graz. SFREEL, Center of Excellence for Research, Innovation, Education and Industrial Labs Partnerships, cefreel.com/it, Milan. Cégep de la Pocatière, College of General and Vocational Education Pocatière, Cégep de la Pocatière, cegeplapicatier.qc.ca/myscripterweb/scripto.asp ? Result @. Cégep de Thetford, College of General and Vocational Education Thetford, Cégep, College d'Enseignement General et Professionnel, chpth.qc.ca/actuel, Thetford Mines. Cégep de Trois-Rivières. College d'Enseignement General et Professionnel, College of General and Vocational Education Trois-Rivières, cegeptr.qc.ca, Trois-Rivières. Cégep de Chicoutimi, College of General and Vocational Education, College d'Enseignement General et Professionnel, cchic.ca, Saguenay. Cégep de Jonquière, College of General and Vocational Education, cegep.jonquière.ca. Cégep Saint-Jean-sur-Richelieu, Cégep Saint-Jean-sur-Richelieu, Cégep de Saint-Jean-sur-Richelieu, see saintjean.qc.ca/actuel, Saint-Jean-sur-Richelieu. Cégep de Rimouski, College of General and Professional Education, cegep-rimouski.qc.ca, Rimouski. Center for Image Processing in Education, CIPE, airedesign.com/cypasite, Tucson. Center for Adoption Support and Education. CASE, adoptionsupport.org, Bidensville. Center for Scientific Research in Higher Education at Ensenada, CIS, Centro de Investigación Científica y de Educación Superior de Ensenada, eng.cicsa.edu.mx, Ensenada. Center for Economic Research and Graduate Education, Economics Institute, CERGEI, cerge-ei.cz. Center for Community Health Education Research and Service, CERS, cshares.org. Center for Excellence in Education, CEE.org, McLean, Center for Wellness and Achievement in Education, CWAE, cwae.org. Center for Civic Education, civic.org, Calabasas. Center for Collaborative Education, CCE, cce.org. Center on Education Policy, CEP, cep-dc.org. Center for Education Reform, edreform.com/home-page, Prague. Center for the Advancement of Hispanics in Science and Engineering Education, CAHC, cahc.org, Landover. Central Institute of Fisheries Education, CIFE, cefed.edu.in/cefemod/index.php. Central Agency for Jewish Education, CAJE, caje-miami.org, Miami. Central Board of Secondary Education, CBSE, cbsef.nic.in, Delhi. Center for Evaluation in Education and Science, CEON/CES, cn.rs/index.php, lang =SR. Centre d'études et de recherche sur les qualifications, CIRAC, French Center for Research on Education, Training and Employment, CIRQ.fr, Marseille. Center for Interdisciplinary Research and Education, CIRE, cire.co.in, Kolkata. Center for Higher Education Studies, Centrum Pro Studium Visokokolstv, CHES, csvs.cz/_n. Center for Higher Education Trust, Center for Higher Education Transformation Trust, CHET, chet.org.za, Stellenbosch, South Africa. Center for Higher Education, CHE, Centrum für Hochschulentwicklung, che.de/cms/?getObject=$ampersand getlang=n, Gütersloh. Center for Rural Education and Economic Development, CREED, creed.co.in, Chidambaram. Center for International Cooperation in Education, Dumzarainen Spolupras, DZS, dzs.cz/en. Center for Literacy in Primary Education, Center for Language in Primary Education, CLPE, clpe.org.uk. Center for Ocean Research and Education, CORE, coresciences.org, Nassau. Belgrade. Center for Rights Education and Awareness, CREA, home.creaw.org, Nairobi. Center for Environment Education, CINdia.org, Centro de Educación Médica e Investigaciones Clínicas Norberto Corno, CEMIC, Center for Medical Education and Clinical Research Norberto Corno, semic.edu.ar/index_semic_ingles.asp, Buenos Aires. Centro Agronómico Tropical de Investigación y Enseñanza CATI, Tropical Agricultural Research and Higher Education Center, CATI, cati.ac.cr/n, Turrialba. Uni Sportu. Czech Union of Physical Education, CSTV, US, CUS-CZ.cz. CETES Universidad, CETES University, Center for Higher and Technical Education, CETES, Centro de Enseñanza Técnica y Superior, CETES.mx, Mexicali. Challenger Center for Space Science Education, Challenger.org, Chance for Education, ANSNAVZDLA with acute N, Sansanavzdelany.org, Hradec Králové, Czechia. Changing Life Education Initiative. Charotar University of Science and Technology, Education Campus Changa, Karuzat, charuzat.edu.in. Anand. Chengdu Normal University, Sichuan College of Education, CDNU, cdnu.edu.cn/English, Chengdu. Chongju National University of Education, chongju-e.ac.kr, Chongju SI. Chettinad Academy of Research and Education, Chettinad University, CU, care.edu.in. Chiba Prefectural Education Center, db.ice.or.jp/nc, Chiba, Chicago Metro History Education Center, PMHEC, chicagohistoryfair.org. Chicago Arts Partnerships in Education, CAPE, capechicago.org. Chicago Board of Education, cpsbo.org. Chicago Association for Research and Education in Science, CARES, cares-research.org, Broadview. Child Care Education Institute, CCEI, cceiionline.com, Duluth. China Social Welfare Foundation, China Social Welfare Education Foundation, cswf.org/index.html. China Education Press Agency, CEPA, cepa.com.cn. China Education and Research Network, CERNET, edu.cn. China Academic Degrees and Graduate Education Development Center, CDGDC, cdgdc.edu.cn. Jinju National University of Education, cue.ac.kr/index-real.jsp, Jinju. Chiodaku Board of Education, city.chiota.lg.jp/coho/cosodate/qi-kuin-kai. Chongqing University of Education, Chongqing Education College, CQUE, ck.edu.cn/English, Chongqing. Chongqing Municipality Education Commission, cqedu.cn. Christie's Education. christies.edu/new-york.aspx. Chuhai College of Higher Education, Chuhai University in Guangzhou, Chuhai College, chuai.edu.hk, Suanwan. Chuncheon National University of Education, Chuncheon Normal School, CNUE, cnu.ac.kr/eng/main/main.jsp. Chuncheon, South Korea. Kurapka State Institute of Physical Education and Sports, changeifkis.ru, Kurapka. City University, Rashid Karami Institution for Higher Education, Al-Mana University of Tripoli, Mana University of Tripoli, MUT, Cityu, cityu.edu.lb, Tripoli. City Bridge Education. City Bridge Foundation. citybridge.org. Civil Defense Academy, Federal State Budgetary Military Educational Institution of Higher Education, Academy of Civil Defense of the Ministry of the Russian Federation for Civil Defense, Emergencies and Disaster Management, FSBHI AGZ Emercom of Russia, amchs.ru, Khimki. CK Care. The Christine Kuhn Center for Allergy Research and Education, Centre de Recherche Christine Kun sur l'allergie et l'éducation, ck-care, Davos. Clean Foundation, Centre for Law Enforcement Education, CLEAN.org, Lagos. Clinical Alliance for Research and Education Infectious Diseases. CareID, careidresearch.com, Annandale. Coastal Education and Research Foundation, CERF, cerf-jcr.org, Fletcher. Coastal Area Health Education Center, AHEC, coastalahec.org, Wilmington. College of Business Education, CBE, Chuo Cha Elimulia Biashara, cbe.ac.tz, DARES Salam, Tanzania. College Opportunity Resources for Education, Core Scholars Foundation, corescholars.org, Philadelphia. College of Micronesia FSM, College of Micronesia, Micronesian Teacher Education Center, ComFSM, comfsm.fm, Colonia, Micronesia. Colorado Consortium for Earth and Space Science Education, CSES, ccse.org, Colorado Springs. Colorado Department of Education. cde.state.co.us. Colorado Department of Higher Education, DHE, hired.colorado.gov. Colorado Education Initiative, Colorado Legacy Foundation, CEI, coloradoinitiative.org. Columbia Education. Columbia Education Center, CEC. col-ed.org. Portland. Commission on Higher Education, Comisión sa Lalong Matas na Educación, CHED, chade.gov.ph, Quezon City, Philippines. Common Cause Education Fund, commoncause.org, Commonwealth Education Trust, Imperial Institute, Commonwealth Institute, CET, cet.org. Communicating for Agriculture Education Programs, caep.org, Fergus Falls. Community of Universities and Higher Education Institutions of Aquitaine, ComUE, Communauté de Universités et Établissements d'Aquitaine, CUE-AQUITAINE.fr, Bordeaux. Community Education Group, CEG, CommunityEducation.org. Comprehensive Autism and Related Disabilities Education and Training, CADET. Academy, cacademy.sch.ng, Abuja. Connecticut State Department of Education, CSDE, portal.ct.gov/SDE, Hartford. Connecticut Education Association, CEA, CEA.org. Concorchiari, CNS Patient Education Foundation, concorchiari.org/index.html. Consigliera de Educación y Empleo, Ministry of Education and Employment, Board of Extremadura, juntax.es/con-de-educación-y-empleo, Merida. Consortium for Policy Research in Education, CPRE, cpre.org. Consortium of Florida Education Foundations, CFEF, Education Foundations FL.org, Gainesville. Constitution and Reform Education Consortium, CRECO, crecokenya.org/new. Consumer Voice, Voluntary Organization in Interest of Consumer Education, Voice, consumer-voice.org. Contra Costa County Office of Education. UCO, cocoschools.org, Pleasant Hill, Cope Health Solutions. Community Outreach Prevention and Education, COPE, copehealthsolutions.com. Copenhagen Academy for Medical Education and Simulation, CAMES, Copenhagen's Academy for Medicinsk and Elsog Simulation, region h.dk/CAMES-English. Copenhagen. Council of Ministers of Education, Conseil des Ministres de l'Éducation du Canada, CMEC, cmec.ca/en. Council on Prevention and Education, Substances. COPES, copes.org, Louisville. Council of Higher Education, Execretum Curulu, yok.gov.tr/en/web/homepage, Ankara, Turkey. Council on Post-Secondary Education, Kentucky Council on Post-Secondary Education, CPE, cpe.ky.gov. Frankfurt. Council for Economic Education, National Council on Economic Education. councilforecont.org. Council for Higher Education, HaMoatza Eli Haskala Gavoha, che.org.il/n, Jerusalem, Israel. Council on Higher Education. che.ac.za, Pretoria. Council for Basic Education. c-b-e.org. Council on Social Work Education, CSWE, cswe.org. Council for Opportunity in Education, CUNT.org. Council for Aid to Education, CAE, cae.org, Courage. Crimean Republican Institute of Post-Decisive Pedagogical Education, krippo.ru, Simferopol. Cultural Heritage and Education, CHEI, anken.uaf.edu/ancr/athabaskan/chai/index.html, Fairbanks. Curiosity, Coyote Point Museum for Environmental Education, Coyote Point Museum, San Mateo County Junior Museum, curiosity.org, San Mateo. Archive, Cyprus Ministry of Education and Culture, Upsilon Pi Omicron Upsilon Rho Gamma Epsilon Omicron Pi Alpha Iota Delta Epsilon Alpha Kappa Alpha Iota Pi Omicron Lambda Iota Tau Iota Sigma Mu Omicron, moc.gov.cy/n, Nicosia. Czech Education and Scientific Network. CESNet, cesnet.cz. dy. Paddle Education Society, dy-paddlunikop.org, Kalhper, Dor Institute for Research and Education, IDOR, Instituto Dor de Pesquisa e Ensino, idor.org/en. Rio de Janeiro. Abihoy Institute of Higher Education, dihe.abihoy.edu.pk. Daegu National University of Education, english.dnu.ac.kr, Daegu, Danya Academy of Higher Education, Danish Academy of Business and Technology, eadanya.dk/n, Runners. Danish Agency for Science and Higher Education, ufm.dk/en/the-ministry/organization/Danish-for-science-and-higher-education. Danish Ministry of Higher Education and Science, Uddannelses og Forskningsministeriet, ufm.dk, Danish Ministry of Children and Education, Ministeriet for BRN, Undervisning og Ligestilling, Ministeriet for BRN og Undervisning, Undervisningsministeriet, eng.uvm.dk. Danube University Krems, University for Continuing Education Krems, Donau Universitat Krems, donau-uni.ac.at/en/index.php, Krems. David Yellin College of Education, dyellin.ac.il. Dolph Hall Education Foundation, DHEF, dhef.org.uk. Dawson Education Cooperative, dawsonc.com, Arkadelphia. Dayton Foundation, daytonfoundation.org, Dayton. DC Arts and Humanities Education Collaborative, DC Collaborative, DCAHAC, dccollaborative.org. Delaware Department of Education, DIDO, doe.k.de.us, Dover. Delaware Aerospace Education Foundation, DASAFE, dasef.org, Smyrna. Denise Louis Education Center, Young Chinese American Activist, DLEC, deniselouis.org. Department de la Formation, de la Jeunesse et de la Culture, Department of Education, Youth and Culture, vd.ch/autorights/departments/dfjc, Lausanne. Department of Higher Education, Hired UCATONWB.in, Department of Education and Skills, Enroan Oidiakiizagas Saliana, education.ie/n, Dublin. Department of Education of Zhejiang Province, zjedu.gov.cn/english/english.htm, Hangzhou. hescansa.edv.uscati.eu/r/n, Gastas/Vitoria, Spain. Department for Education, Department of Education and Science, DFE, gov.uk/government/organizations/department-for-education, depade.gov.ph, Manila. Department of Education Tasmania, education.tas.gov.au/pages/default.aspx, Hobart. Department of Education Pagadian, depade.pagadian.weebly.com, Pagadian. mhrd.gov.in/higher_education. NSW Department of Education, Technical and Further Education, New South Wales Department of Education, TAFE, dec.nsw.gov.au, Department of Education Shandong Province, SDPED, sdedu.gov.cn, Jinan. Department of Education and Training, DET, education.vic.gov.au/pages/default.aspx, Melbourne. Department of Education of Guangdong Province, gdh.edu.cn, Guangzhou. Department of Education of Jilin Province, jledu.gov.cn/jyt/english, Jilin City. Department of Early Education and Care, EEC, mass.gov/edu/government/departments-department-of-early-education-and-care. Department for Education and Child Development, DECD, disd.sa.gov.au, Adelaide. Department of Education, Division of Bataan, DEP@SDO, depadebatan.com/about/transparency, Balanga. Skills and Employment, dees.gov.au, Canberra. Department of Education Cagayan de Oro, DEP@, depadecdo.com, Cagayan de Oro. Department for Employment and Learning, Anroan Fosteokta Agus Foklama, Department of Higher and Further Education. Del, DFIT, delni.gov.uk, Belfast, Dermatology Research and Education Foundation, DREF, dermrefoundation.org. Diabetes Action Research and Education Foundation, Diabetes Action, diabetesaction.org. DIPF Leibniz Institute for Research and Information in Education. DIPF, Deutsches Institut für internationale Pädagogik Forschung, Leibniz Institut für Bildungsforschung und Bildungsinformation, dipf.de, Frankfurt am Main. Directorate for Education and Human Resources, NSFR, nsf.gov/dir/index.jsp?org=her. Directorate General for Education, Youth, Sport and Culture, Directorate General for Education and Culture, DGEAC, Generaldirektion Bildung, Jugend, Sport und Kultur, Direction Generale de l'Education, de la Jeunesse, du Sport et de la Culture, ec.europa.eu/dgs/education_culture, Brussels. District of Columbia Public Education Fund, DCPS, dcedfund.org. Division of Graduate Education, NSF-DGE, nsf.gov/div/index.jsp?div=DGE. Division of Undergraduate Education, NSF-DO, nsf.gov/div/index.jsp?div=DO. Division of Engineering Education and Centers, NSF-EEC, nsf.gov/div/index.jsp?div=EEC. Division of Elementary, Secondary and Informal Education, nsf.gov/od/lpa/news/publicat/nsf/ehr/esie.htm. Durham Technical Community College, Durham Technical Institute, Durham Industrial Education Center, Durham Tech, durhamtech.edu, Durham. Dutch Inspectorate of Education, Inspecte van het Onderwijs, onder wijsinspectie.nl/English. Utrecht, Netherlands. E-Alliance, Education equals Economics, ealliance.org. East Bay Institute for Research and Education, EBIR, abiri.org, Martinez. Editorial Projects in Education, EPE, edweek.org/ew/index.html. Education Pioneers. educationpioneers.org. Education Trust. edtrust.org. Education Authority. Government. Lir our ants, Dideras oidiakiais, EA. enai.org.uk. Education Northwest, Northwest Regional Educational Laboratory. educationerthwest.org. Education Council. Onderwijsraad. Onder wijsrad.nl/English/item 34. The Hague. Education Connection. educationconnection.org. Litchfield. Education Cities. educationcities.org. Memphis. Education Commission of the States. ECS, ecs.org. Education and Training Service for Hamburg Businesses, Institut für Soziale und Bildungspolitik Hamburg, BWH, Bildungswerk der Wirtschaft Hamburg, bwh-hamburg.de/about-us.html, Hamburg. Education Department of Shaanxi Province, snedu.gov.cn, Xi'an. Education and Research Foundation for Nuclear Medicine and Molecular Imaging. IRF, myref.org, Omaha. Education Group Akron, arcoan.tj, Jand, Tajikistan. Education Coordinating Council, ECC, educationcoordinatingcouncil.org. Education Software Japan. kyoqsw.co.jp. Education Law Center, ILC, edlawcenter.org, Newark. Education in Action, educationinaction.org, Keller. Education Through Music, ITM, itmonline.org. Education Writers Association, AVA, ewa.org. Education, Cultures, Politiques, Education. Recherche.unv-lyon.fr/ecp/test?mark set_fr&cl=fr, France. Education Resource Strategies, ERS, erstrategies.org, Watertown. Education Reform Now, edreformnow.org. Education and Research Foundation, educationandresearch.com, Lynchburg. Education Development Trust, Centre for British Teachers, CFBT Education Trust, educationdevelopmenttrust.com, Reading. Education Development Centre, EDC, edc.org, Waltham. Education New Zealand, ENZ, enz.government.nz, Wellington, New Zealand. Education Endowment Foundation, EEF, educationendowmentfoundation.org.uk. Education Labour Relations Council, ELRC, elrc.org.za, Centurion. Education Training and Research, ETR, etr.org, Scots Valley. Education Leaders of Colour, EDLOC, idloc.org, Whittier. Education and Research Institute, ERI, ovuclari.com. Education and Research Network, ERNET, ERNT.in. Education Scotland, Education Scotland, Falkland Alba, educationscotland.gov.uk, Livingston. Education Training and Consulting Company, Slovakia, ETCC, etc. c.sk/n, Cois. Education Management Corporation, United States, EMC, edu-mgt.com/history.htm. Under wijsrod.nl/English/item, Education and Early Childhood Development, gnb.ca/content/gnb/biling/eecd-edpe.html, Fredericton, Slovakia. Education Department of Hunan Province, gov.hnedu.cn/index.html, Changsha. Education Service Center Region. Education Department of Fujian Province, Fujian Educational Department, fjedu.gov.cn, Fuzhou. Education University of Hong Kong, Hong Kong Institute of Education, HKIED, EduHK, eduhk.hk/main, typo. Education Department of Heilongjiang Province, hlje.edu.cn, Heilonggang. Education Department of Henan Province, heidu.gov.cn/jgsz, Zhengzhou. Education and Science Workers Union. GEW, Gewerkschaft Erzieher und Wissenschaft, GEW.de. Education Department of Jiangxi Province, zhongxi.gov.cn, Nanchang. Education and Research Library of the Pilsen Region. SVKPK, svkpk.cz, Pilsen, education.go.ke. Edward F. Skapanik State School of Higher Professional Education in Suwalki, PWSZ, Panstwowisskala Zawadawa im. Professor Izache Panika W. Suwakake, pwsc.suwalki.pl/web/English, Suwalki. eexchange.org. Easti Vabariaji Heritas Ja Tedus Ministerium, hm.ee/n, Tartu. Ehime Prefectural Education Center, snit.ed.jp/center/main, Matsuyama, IDOS Education. idoseducation.org. Highlands. Ekaterinburg Academy of Contemporary Art, Municipal Budgetary Educational Institution of Higher Education. Ekaterinburg Academy of Contemporary Art, EASI, xnajka.xnxpslastgr.xnpi, Ekaterinburg. EcoConnect Research and Education Initiative, eko-konnect.org.ng, Ilaz I time ve Eritrma hast anesi. Ilazig Education and Research Hospital, elazigea.saglike.gov.tr, Ilaz. Elitz State University named after Ivan Bunin, Federal State Educational Institution of Higher Education. Ilyets State University. IA Bunin, ... elzu.ru, Ilyets. Emerald Education Systems, EES, emeraldducationssystems.com, Pasadena. Emirates College for Advanced Education, ECAE, ecae.ac.ae. en.mozar.gov.iq, Baghdad. Environmental Research and Education Foundation, EREF, erfdn.org, Raleigh. Envision Education. envisionschools.org. Epilepsy Support and Education Services, epilepsysupportnm.org, Albuquerque. Equal Education. EE. equaleducation.org.za. Equal Education Law Center, EELC, elawcenter.org.za. Equitas, International Center for Human Rights Education, Canadian Human Rights Foundation, equitas.org, Montreal. Escola Supérieure de Propaganda et Marketing, Superior School of Advertising and Marketing, ESPM, School of Higher Education in Advertising and Marketing, ESPM.br, Sao Paulo. European Centre for Community Education, ECI, ECCE-net.eu, Koblenz. European Nuclear Education Network, ENEN Association, Réseau Européen pour l'enseignement des sciences nucléaires, ENEN-ASSOC.org, GIF-sur-Yvette. European Communication Research and Education Association, ECRIA, ecria.eu. European Institute of Education and Social Policy, EISP, eisp.org, Paris. Everglades Area Health Education Center, eahectobacco.com, West Palm Beach. Excellencia in Education, adaxcelencia.org, Excellence Community Education Welfare Scheme, EXUS, esus.org, Puyo. Executive Office of Education, EOE, mass.gov/org/executive-office-of-education, exercise and survivorship education. Cancer Foundation, the EASE Cancer Foundation, EASE, easecancer.org, Kashmir. Expertise Centre Vocational Education, ECBO, Expertise Centrum Baro Ipsander Wajiz, ECBO.nl, S. Hertogenbos. Fair Share Education Fund, Progressive Future Education Fund, fairsharianline.org. Farmers Education Association Kashiwa Gakuin Agricultural Nutrition College, Sakai Gakuin Agricultural Nutrition College, koibuchi.ac.jp. Mito. FCT College of Education, fctkozuba.edu.ng. Nigeria. Federal Ministry of Education and Research, BMBF, Bundesministerium für Bildung und Forschung, bmbf.de/n, Federal Technical and Vocational Education and Training Institute, Ethiopian Technical University, FTVET, ftveti.edu.et, Addis Ababa. Federal Ministry for Education and Women, Bundesministerium für Bildung und Frauen, bmbf.gv.at/enfr/index.html. Federal Institute of Rondonia, Federal Institute of Education, Science and Technology Rondonia, IFRO, portal.ifro.edu.br, Porto Velho. Federal Ministry of Education, Science and Research, Unterrichtsministerium, BMBWF, Bundesministerium für Bildung, Wissenschaft und Forschung, bmbwf.gv.at/english/home. Federal Center for Health Education, BSG, Bundeszentrale für Gesundheitliche Aufklärung, bzga.de, Köln. Federal College of Education, Kano, Advanced Training College, fcekano.edu.ng/afcek. Federal Institute for Education Development, FIRO, furo.ru. Federal Employee Education and Assistance Fund, FEEA, FIA.org, Littleton. Federal Institute of Pernambuco, Pernambuco Federal Institute of Education, Science and Technology, IFPE. Ciencia y Tecnología de Pernambuco, Pernambuco Federal Institute, portal.fpe.edu.br, Recife. Federal Institute of São Paulo, São Paulo Federal Center of Technological Education, Centro Federal de Educação Tecnológica de São Paulo, Cefetesp, IFSP. Ciencia e Tecnologia de São Paulo, ifsp.edu.br. Federal Center for Technological Education Celso Sucao de Fonseca, Escola Normal de Artes e Oficios Wenceslau Braz, Cefet, Centro Federal de Educação Tecnológica Celso Sucao de Fonseca Center Federal de Education Tecnológica Celso Sucao de Fonseca, cefet-rj.br. Federal Institute of Minas Gerais. Science and Technology of Minas Gerais, IFMG. Ciencia y Tecnologia Minas Gerais Instituto Federal de Minas Gerais Instituto Federal de Minas Gerais, ifmg.edu.br, Belo Horizonte. Federal Institute of Rio Grande do Sul, Rio Grande do Sul Federal Institute of Education, Science and Technology, IFRS. Ciencia y Tecnologia do Rio Grande do Sul Federal Institute of Education, Science and Technology Instituto Federal do Rio Grande do Sul, ifrs.edu.br, Bento Gonçalves. Science and Technology Alagoas, Federal Institute of Alagoas, IFAL, ifal.edu.br, Maceió. Federal Department of Economic Affairs Education and Research, Federal Department of Economic Affairs, EAER, Genossisches Departement für Wirtschaft, Bildung und Forschung Departement Federal de l'Economie, de la Formation et de la Recherche Departamento Federal del Economia, de la Formazione e della Ricerca, wbf.admin.ch/n, Bern. Federal Institute of Brasilia, Brasilia. Federal Institute of Education. Ciencia e Tecnologia de Brasilia, ifb.edu.br, Brasilia. Federal Center for Technological Education of Minas Gerais, Cefetmg, Centro Federal de Educação Tecnológica de Minas Gerais Center Federal de Education Tecnológica do Minas Gerais, cefetmg.br/number Federation for Self-Financing Tertiary Education. The Federation for Continuing Education in Tertiary Institutions, FCE, FSTE, fste.edu.hk/en. Ferenc Rákóczi II Transcarpathian Hungarian Institute, Transcarpathian Hungarian Teacher Training College, Ferenc Rákóczi II Transcarpathian Hungarian College of Higher Education, KMTF, 2 Rákóczi Ferenc Kárpátaljai Magyar Főiskola, kmf.uz.ua/n, Berhove. Finnish National Agency for Education, Finnish National Board of Education, FNB, OPH, Opetushallitus Utbildningsstyrelsen, oph.fi/English. Helsinki. Finra Investor Education Foundation, finarefoundation.org. Fitzgerald Health Education Associates. FHEA, FE.com, North Andover. Flame University, Foundation for Liberal and Management Education, Flame, flame.edu.in, Pun. Florida Education Fund, FEF, fefonline.org, Tampa. Florida Department of Education, FLODA, Departamento de Educación de la Florida, FLDOE.org, Tallahassee. Food Allergy Research and Education, FAIR, foodallergy.org. Food and Finance High School, Food Education Fund, FFHS, foodfinances.org. For School of Management, Foundation for Organizational Research and Education, FOR, fsm.ac.in. Forsyth Technical Community College, Forsyth Technical College, Forsyth Technical Institute, Winston-Salem. Forsyth County Industrial Education Center, Forsyth Tech, forsythtech.edu, Winston-Salem. Foundation for Economic Education, FEE, fee.org, Foundation for Orthopedic Research and Education. freeonline.org. Foundation for the Education and Research in Neurological Emergencies, FERN, fern.org. Foundation for Healthy Generations, Comprehensive Health Education Foundation, healthygen.org. Liikkisavistis rahasto, lsr.fi/en. Finland. Foundation for Excellence in Education. Excellent.org. Foundation for Independent Higher Education, FIHE, fihe.org, Foundation for Individual Rights in Education, FIRE, thefire.org. Foundation for Alcohol Research and Education, fair.org.au. Foundation for Anesthesia Education and Research, FAER, fair.org. Foundation for Education and European Culture, Tau Omicron Delta Rho Upsilon Mu Alpha Pi Alpha Iota Delta Epsilon Alpha Kappa Alpha Iota Epsilon Upsilon Rho Omega Pi Alpha Kappa Omicron Pi Omicron Lambda Iota Tau Iota Sigma Mu Omicron, IPEP-GR.org, Athens. Foundation for Education and Musculoskeletal Research, FEMR, boneknowledge.org, Morton Grove. Foundation for Advanced Education in the Sciences, FASE, phase.org. Foundation for Advancement of International Medical Education and Research, FAMER, fmaer.org. Foundation for International Cooperation in Higher Education of Taiwan, FISHIT, fisht.org.tw/?HL=n, Taipei. Four Corners School of Outdoor Education, Four Corners School, FCS, fourcornersschool.org, Monticello. French River Education Center, FREC, frec.org, Oxford. Fresno County Office of Education, fco.org. Fresti, Portugal. First Research, System of Training and Innovation, fresti.pt, Amora. Fujian Institute of Education, fjjexi.com. Fukui Prefecture Special Education Center, fukuizc.jp, Fukui-shi. Fukuoka Prefecture Education Center, educ.pref.fukuoka.jp/default.aspx, Fukuoka. Fukuoka Prefectural Board of Education, fsg.pref.fukuoka.jp/jimisyo/fukuoka.html, Fukushima Prefectural Education Center, center.fks.ed.jp, Fukushima, Fukushima Prefectural Board of Education, pref.fks.ed.jp. Fund for Transforming Education in Kentucky, thefundky.org. Future Early Childhood Education Society, futurist.or.kr, Galway Education Centre. GEC, galwayec.ie, Gaelimite, Ireland. Gdansk School of Higher Education, Gdansk College of Administration, Gdanska Wysoka Administracja, GSW, Gdanska Szkoła Wyższa, gwsa.pl, Gdansk. Gdansk University of Physical Education and Sport, Office, Akademia Wychowania Fizycznego I Sportu im. Jedrzejszni Adekiego w Gdańsku, en.awf.gda.pl, Gdansk. General Education Center of IWATE, iwate.ed.jp/english/index.html, Hanamaki. Georgia Department of Education, GADOE, gadoe.org, Geriatric Research Education and Clinical Center, GRECI, va.gov/grecc/index.asp. Geriatric Education and Research Institute, GERI, geri.com.sg, Singapore. German Center for Higher Education Research and Science Studies, DZHW, Deutsches Zentrum für Hochschule und Wissenschaftsforschung, dzhw.eu/n, Hannover. German Institute for Adult Education, Leibniz Center for Lifelong Learning, Leibniz Zentrum für Lebenslanges Lernen, DI, Deutsches Institut für Erwachsenenbildung, die.bonn.de/default.aspx. German Adult Education Association, DVV, Deutscher Volkshochschulverband, dvv-international.de/en. Ghana Education Service. GES. ges.gov.gh. TIMA. Ghana. Ghana Education Trust Fund, GET Fund, getfund.gov.gh, Accra. Gifu Prefectural Board of Education, pref.gifu.lg.jp/kensei/keikuzhu-2nkai/kyoiku-2nkai, Gifu-shi. Gifu Shitoku Gakuin University, Gifu College of Education, shitoku.ac.jp. Gifu Prefecture General Education Center, gifu-net.ed.jp/gec. Glien Institute of Higher Education, GIHE, Institut de Hautes Études de Glien, glien.edu, Montreux. Global English Teachers Association, Honam English Teachers Association, Global English Education Association, GETA, geta.kr/eng/index.asp, Jeonju. Global Education and Culture Institute. rigec.or.kr. Global Institute for Quality Education, GIQE, globalqualityeducation.org/wp/n, Orlando. Global Health and Education Projects, GHEP, MGEP, globalhealthprojects.org, Riverdale. Global Campaign for Education United States, GCES, Campaign for Education USA.org. GLYNDWR University, Preface GLYNDWR, Northeast Wales Institute of Higher Education, GU. glindwr.ac.uk, Wrexham. Gwangju National University of Education, GNUE, eng.gju.ac.kr, Gwangju. Grantham College, Grantham College for Further Education, grantham.ac.uk, Grantham. Grantmakers for Education. GFE, edfunders.org, Graphic Arts Education and Research Foundation, GERF, gayref.org, Reston, Grimsby Institute, Grimsby College, Grimsby Institute of Further and Higher Education, University Centre Grimsby, GIFHE, grimsby.ac.uk, Grimsby.